Peace, family. It's your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. You're watching the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. We are here on day 190 of Israel's war on Gaza. That's right. Israel's war on Gaza has reached day 180, and today has been a day. Before I get started with the updates, I want to just shout out everybody who's here. Thank you for watching. I know it's Saturday night, and I am grateful that you all watched. Forgive me for being a little bit late. It's been a day here. I accepted the Social Justice Award for the American Educational Research Association. Today, I accepted the Social Justice Award. And in my remarks, which were about mass incarceration and schooling and abolition, I also, of course, had to address this issue in Gaza. And in the meantime, the war on Gaza was intensifying in ways that I couldn't even imagine. The breaking news today is that Iran has launched dozens of drones and missiles at Israel, according to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, as well as the government of Israel. They've both confirmed that Tehran had begun attacks. Earlier today, the IRGC, again, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, said that it had released the drones and missiles under the Operation True Promise, adding that the move was part of the punishment for Israeli crimes. Israel said the drones would take several hours before reaching its airspace. The strikes come nearly 2 weeks, according to Al Jazeera, after an Israeli attack on the Iranian consulate in Syria killed 7 IRGC members. So there really was no doubt that there was going to be a retaliation. There was no doubt that there was going to be a strike. The question was simply when, not if. And according to their statement, they said, we launched an operation using drones and missiles in response to the Zionist entity's crime of targeting the Iranian consulate in Syria. And of course, the Zionist entity is the name that Iran continues to use for the government of Israel. The operation was carried out with dozens of missiles and drones to strike specific targets in the occupied territories. Now, Israel also made the same claim. Daniel Hagari said Iran launched UAVs. UAVs, if you don't know, are drones. They're unmanned aerial vehicles. That's a technical term, I believe, from its territory toward the territory of the state of Israel. This is a severe and dangerous escalation, they say. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are at the highest levels of readiness ahead of this large-scale attack from Iran. And of course, now Israel is on high alert. And it's been on high alert, honestly, for the last, it'll be 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks tomorrow, that Israel has been on high alert. And of course, Israel's on high alert because they attacked Damascus. And when they hit that target, that Iranian target, and Iran, of course, pledged immediate revenge and retaliation, Israel's been on high alert. Prime Minister Netanyahu said today that Israel was prepared for a direct attack from Iran. Of course, leaving out the detail of the order here of what actually happened. Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant said that Israel was quote, closely monitoring a planned attack against it by Iran and its allies in the region. President Biden spoke out on this matter. Friday, he warned Iran not to attack Israel, saying he also said that such a scenario was actually imminent. So he knew it was happening, but he still said, thou shalt not. And the U.S. has been speaking up, standing in solidarity with Israel, and warning Iran of the consequences and what it could mean. Now, when we look at the Iranian drones, I'm going to give you some context on this. The Iranian drones are 20 kilos or 44 pounds of explosives on each drone. Israel's military said the sirens would sound in any threatened areas and its defenses were poised to deal with them. This complicates things in lots of ways. And I'd like to talk about some of those ways. First, the idea of a regional war is now not so much an idea or a fear. It's a legitimate, not even possibility, but it's a legitimate reality. The strikes against the Ansarullah, or what some people call the Houthis in the Red Sea, is one issue. The issue in southern Lebanon is or northern Israel, whatever you want to say, is another piece of this. What's going on in Gaza is a piece of this, and now what's happening with these strikes is another piece of this. What we're seeing is not just a regional war and a regional escalation that's turning into an all-out regional war, but we're also seeing proxy war here because the U.S. is indisputably bound up in this stuff, right? So there's a very serious conversation to be had about the regional war and the danger of having such escalated violence. On top of the regional war piece of it, there's also the pretext that Israel's always using. Israel's been waiting for a reason to bomb Iran. I don't think Netanyahu would disagree with that at all. They're like, just give me a reason, give me a reason. And now they've given them a reason. I'm not saying Iran did anything wrong. I'm not saying Iran did anything right. I'm not making a claim about the right and wrong of this. I'm simply saying what we can expect. We can expect Israel to respond in considerably disproportionate fashion. According to an Israeli official, Iran launched more than 200 missiles. So what do you think is going to come back? I mean, this is going to get ugly. I'm only thinking about the loss of lives here, and also the maintenance of these colonial regimes of power, which is what happens when Israel strikes back and the U.S. backs them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now, according to Israel, Iran's attack only caused minor damage to the military base. I don't know. If that's the case, then perhaps we should get to a ceasefire. We should get to a truce. We should get to a negotiation rather than watching more and more escalations that will ultimately lead to widespread bloodshed, widespread death. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, as we approach day 190, some other things are happening as well. Dozens of Israeli air attacks have hit central Gaza, including in the area of Deir el-Belah, with several casualties reporting. Israel's military said its aircraft struck more than 60 targets in Gaza over the previous day. Authorities in the enclave said at least 25 people were taken to a hospital after a house was hit. We talked about that yesterday. Also, 5 Palestinians have been killed and more than 30 injured last night after the Israeli army bombed a residential building in the Zarqa area of central Gaza City, according to the Gaza Civil Defense. Also, 5 Palestinians were injured overnight in an Israeli settlers attack in a village northeast of Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. A day after an attack killed a 25-year-old Palestinian man and injured 25 people. Just a reminder that the settler violence and the violence of people in the West Bank and the arrests of people in the West Bank, the raids, the pogroms, they haven't stopped after October 7th. In fact, they've intensified. Just something to think about. So there are other stories, other issues that I want to cover, but I want to just make that very clear. Let's talk a little bit on the political side. Ireland, Ireland, Spain, and other countries are getting, quote, much closer to recognizing a Palestinian state. That's according to Irish Prime Minister Simon Harris, as he met with Pedro Sanchez, who is his Spanish counterpart. The comments came just hours after Norway announced during a visit by Sanchez that it too was ready to recognize a Palestinian state. So we're seeing an expansion of nations that are willing to accept the Palestinian state. If that happens, then Palestine becomes reframed from rogue nation and a group of people to an actual legitimate state, which allows for certain other things to happen and to play out differently, particularly around the UN and the Security Council, etc. Yeah, those are our stories for tonight. It's wonderful that people are here and watching, and I want to shout some of you out. We have a new member here. Thank you for joining. Changewave, thank you so much for the love and support as always. Meg is always supporting the growth of the channel. She's gifted 2 different memberships to people who want to be a part of this. If you want to be a part of this, grab one of those free memberships, but also hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button so you can really become a part of what we do here. Hit the join button if you're so inclined. Become a monthly subscriber to the channel. Some of you all have been talking about it and thinking about it, now's the time to do it. Hit that join button and become a member. Even just a bronze member is an extraordinary blessing and gift to us here on the channel. So please, that would be wonderful. If you are already a member, like a bronze member, and you like what we've been doing, and you want to step it up to silver, or silver, you want to step it up to gold, or gold, you want to step it up to platinum, or platinum, you want to step it up to diamond, please do it. We could use the support, we could use the love financially as well. And if you're so inclined and don't want to go those routes, you can also just cash at me directly. Go to MLH TV or Venmo at MLH TV. Both of them MLH TVs. Send it, and they'll go. Your support, your funding will go toward production costs. They go toward getting producers and editors and lighting people. This is not going to my pocket per se. It's going to this independent media project that we have going on, and I hope we don't let it fall. I hope we continue to support. And I'm not talking about giving me money right now. I'm just saying in general, watching it is not letting it fall. Spreading the word is not letting it fall. And I don't just mean me. I mean people across the spectrum. So it means so much to me that you all have supported and shown so much love for what we're doing. I'll see y'all tomorrow with day 191. In the meantime, stay safe, stay peaceful.